Good afternoon from Denver, Colorado. Of course, Lindsey's hometown. Well, Golden. How far from Golden are we?
20 minutes.
20 minutes from beautiful Golden. I've never been there.
Hike.
You do love a mountain hike, though. I know that about you.
I do.
So thanks for hopping on. Of course, we have Lindsey to answer your questions here, followed by Naomi Gurma. Of course, the team's preparing for the June 1 match against South Korea at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. It'll be the first match for new head coach Emma Hayes. I'm assuming you will have some questions about that. If you have questions for Lindsey, please raise your hand. I think because we are in Denver, we're going to go to Braden first. Go ahead, Braden.
Hey, Lindsey, Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. Thank you so much for the time. Just curious, how much have you spoken with Emma this week? What have those initial kind of conversations been like with her, and what have you learned during this first week of training? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's been really good. I think it's awesome now to just have Emma here in person and in trainings. It's a great vibe to feel that and feel that atmosphere and just see her as a coach. I've had a few conversations here and there, but I think a lot has just been focused on the team and every bit of information that we can get and start, getting prep for this first game, but obviously the full preparation for the Olympics.
Thank you, sir. Let's go to Jeff Kassouf.
Hey, thanks for taking the time, Lindsey. Aaron, I don't know if it's just me. I think the mic is kind of low, but
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Emma's kind of talked about stressing the importance of everyone playing a team. The staff, the leadership of everybody's interconnectivity. I'm just wondering from a leadership perspective, Lindsey, have you felt emboldened, empowered in any kind of way in these early days of this camp, and what has she kind of asked of you from a leadership perspective?
Wait, can you hear me? Is it?
I think that's a little better, yeah.
Okay, I can come closer. I guess first and foremost for me, I just want to remain Lindsey and the leader that I am and everything that I think I've been striving to do in the past few camps, but also I think as much as I possibly can help in any way with Emma, with meshing the new staff, new players that have been coming in as well, and some of the training players as well who have been doing really well. I think it's a huge opportunity for everyone to step up. I think it's a lot of new information. It's going to be a process and a really exciting one as well. A lot of learning from me and growth for the entire team and myself. So I think for me it's just helping us as much as I can, but to continue just doing my thing and taking the information and help the team in any way I can.
And she joked with us last week that we'll never see a personality like her, that she's got a huge personality. Does that come through already in person?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think for me it's just feeling, the leader again and the voice and, what you get on the field. It's awesome. You get some jokes here and there, but, just demanding a lot out of us and keeping the standard, but also, the positive encouragement and feedback as well and giving voices to us as well.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Let's go to Tony Gorman. Go ahead, Tony. If you have one or two, you may.
Okay, I got two. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, Tony Gorman, Colorado Public Radio. First question, how does it feel like being captain of the U.S. Women's National Team, coming back here, playing in your home state? And the second one, what are your thoughts on the U.S. Women's Deaf National Team getting an opportunity to play on television as part of a doubleheader with the U.S. Women's National Team?
I'll answer the second question first because I think it's absolutely remarkable. I think this is the first time it's happening, so really cool. I'm really proud that it's happening in Colorado as well. It's amazing. The coach is Amy, no?
Yeah.
And the coach, I absolutely love Amy Griffin. She was a coach of mine for youth national team, so it's really exciting to see what she's been doing with this team, and I'm so honored to know her as a coach as well. So that's going to be really exciting, and that's held at Dick's Sporting Goods as well. So it's super cool. For your other question, obviously, I think I've spoken so much about this, but, being a captain on this U.S. Women's National Team is an absolute honor, and however best I can represent this team and doing it here in Colorado as well is super exciting for me. But I think full focus is just, getting this team ready and prep for these 2 games. But like I said before, getting ready for the Olympics and everything that we can learn and grow and do in this camp is super important.
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Thanks as always, Aaron. Always good to see you, Lindsey. Which of you 3 between you, Sophia, and Mal is going to have the bigger crowd there in terms of the audience there? And you mentioned information that you've gotten, a lot of information that you've gotten under Emma this week. How was it that much of a difference between that and the information that Twila was giving out through Emma throughout this whole process?
Well, honestly, I think I might be taking the most tickets between our teammates this camp. I'm not sure. Mama Horan has been requesting a lot, and it's stressing me out, but I'm doing my very best to ask all my teammates before Soph and Mal. No, but the information, like I said, I think this is all part of the process. I think we knew this coming into it. Obviously, Emma did so many things behind the scenes while she was still working at Chelsea and helping us in the past, 6-7 months. And I think Twila did a great job of trying to put it together as much as possible before this camp. But I think, as we all know, it's different when someone's actually here and in the scenes and not behind the scenes. The information you get in meetings, the voice that you get to hear, the feeling that you feel, like I said before, it's kind of the atmosphere, and it's really cool now trying to put all these pieces together that she's been working on behind the scenes, but now it's all the final details and much, much more. So I think it's really exciting for this team because you get challenged in a different way, and now all these players we're thinking more, we're doing more, and yeah, it's exciting. I think you're going to see a lot of growth in this team.
Excellent. We got 3 more. We'll go to Henry, Jonathan, and then Lake and Littman. Go ahead, Henry.
Thanks, Aaron, and thanks, Lindsey, for your time. Just to conveniently to follow up on Andrew's question there, what's an example of something that Emma was clearly trying to implement, in the background, behind the scenes over the past 6 months, and now that you're seeing it in person, you realize that's something that we already, maybe started implementing, not fully, several months ago.
Without giving a lot away, I think, it's hard to speak on a lot of this. I think you've seen in our past few games maybe the way that we're playing, the adjustments in our formation, maybe the rotation in certain positions, etc. How we're playing in that, how we're defending in that, how we're attacking in that, what are we exploiting, the patience with it. And I think, all those things that we were trying to do in the past few months, when you get here now and you hear it, from her, from Emma herself, and the things that she really wants, it kind of all starts clicking in your head. Obviously, it's things that we've been working on, but now it's really coming to life, and yeah, players are just trying, and that's the most important thing. Is you're taking this information, you're trying to do your best, and I think the last few days that's something that I've seen, and there's a clear intention with what we're trying to do in this process, and again, it's super exciting to see.
Jonathan Tannewald, go ahead.
Thank you, Aaron. I will ask 2, one of which should be pretty quick, which is, does Ferguson get a ticket, or is he not allowed in the stadium?
That little man is still in France right now. I did not bring him.
Okay.
I did not bring him back. Didn't want to do that to him.
He's a French bulldog.
He's in France. Yeah.
On the more serious note, this would be your 3rd Olympics after 2nd World Cup, I believe. And the Olympics is always the hardest roster to pick because it's the smallest one. And I wonder how you think the depth of the program compares right now to all these previous difficult rosters that you've had to try to make.
Well, yeah. First of all, it would be an absolute honor to make this roster, an Olympic roster, 3rd time for me would be incredible. But like you just said, this is so difficult. An 18-man roster, you can't take anything for granted. And I think with our pool now, it's like previous rosters. It's what makes the U.S. national team so competitive and one of the most competitive teams in the world. because our player pool is insane. And I see that with some of the new, less experienced players that are coming into camp right now, and maybe they're labeled as a training player, but they look like they're on this team right now with the way that they're playing and everything that they're doing and the confidence. I think it's really exciting to see. You know, I see a player like Croy, who I've watched highlights of in the NWSL, coming out and doing her thing here in camp. You know, that shows our player pool. That shows how much depth we have in this national team. So, again, that's exciting, but it, like you said, it's what makes it so difficult to name a roster for this Olympics.
Thanks, Lindsey.
Thanks, Jonathan. Last one goes to Lakin Littman. Go ahead, Lakin.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Lindsey. I know it's only been a few days, but I'm curious what you've observed from Emma as she's, transitioned now from a club coach to a national team coach, and just maybe what have you noticed in just how she's acclimating to the program with, new players, the culture, and just, the traditions that this team has.
Yeah, obviously I only knew as much as I could from seeing her as a club coach in Chelsea, but obviously we know her background and how incredible of a coach she was and the trophies behind that. I think now it's just, we focus on the national team, and I think you can see a clear focus on that. We respected everything that she was doing at Chelsea, but she is full in on this national team program, and how she wants us to play, how she wants us to act, the culture and everything. I think there's just a very clear intention in everything that she's doing with us. So, and I think she's making it as clear as possible for us, and being patient with us as well, knowing that this will be a process for everyone. And again, like I keep saying, it's exciting. I think it should be exciting for you all just to see, what comes of this in the next few months, and then the future from that.
We got one more, and I think we're going to take it because even though you didn't win the Champions League final, it was a tremendous achievement to get there. But Andrew Jones just wondering about, everyone saw your words with Lexi Mateus at the end of the match, and if you'd be willing to talk about that.
Yeah, it was a bit of an emotional game, as it always is. I say that playing in the Champions League is like playing in one of the best tournaments in the world. You have the World Cup, you have the Olympics, and then Champions League, the feeling that you get. I was just telling Hype the other day, it's like nothing else. And then to get a player of her caliber to come up to me after the game and just speak highly of me, and me exchange similar words to her, it was pretty emotional and pretty cool, just because you see the humility of a player that just won a trophy and scored, a goal that probably meant so much to her after coming off the bench, and to come up to me and just, say some kind words was really nice. So I'll just keep it at that.
Good way to end it. Thanks, Linz.
Yep.
We'll be right back with Naomi Girma.
Thanks, guys.